Hey guys, it's the Prez, Lawrence Presman, and you're watching Puck Time, last Puck Time of the week. It's Friday, and I'm excited to have Carmine, Bianco with us, and the kid, Andrew McInnis, clean shaven, Mr. Drew. What's going on?
Yeah, ready for a big weekend, Prez. I'm feeling good. I'm hitting on a couple different sports right now. I'm doing some play-by-play this afternoon, and look good, feel good. I know you guys don't really like the beard on me. Prez always comments on it every now and then. I like to grow it out. I'm trying to get into, having some facial hair, but I know it's not working out. So I got to go back to clean shaven. Got a new shirt on right now, and we're feeling good, man. We're feeling good. How are you?
Well, firstly, I don't care if you have hair on your face or not. But yes, you do look better without it. Carm, what's up, dude?
Not much. It's Friday, man. I'm getting some stuff together for the fantasy sports show tomorrow, and then I'm off to Mohawk Raceway on Saturday. I know you're not a racing fan, but it's the biggest night of standardbred racing, and my youngest brother has a horse racing for a $500,000 on Saturday night. Marco knows about it because Marco follows my brothers, but I'm heading there, and then I'm off to Vegas next week. I'll be doing some videos on hockey. I'll do some soccer videos with the WagerTalk crew. So I'm looking forward to it, and 7 days out of this cold weather. Vegas is about 22, 23, so I'm looking forward to it.
I love your backdrop, Carm, especially the bricks behind it. Looking good, dude.
It's my studio's under construction, but it is going to have fantastic sound, fantastic lighting, but most of all, it's going to have someone in front of it giving winners every single day. So there.
Oh,
that was smooth. That was
smooth. Whoa,
Shots
taking
fired.
A stab at the Prez man.
Shots fired.
Hey, listen, we're all allowed slumps. Mine is over and done with. 3 in one night last night. Won my first NBA game. But let's talk about Andrew McInnis. Andrew, I got a promotion up for you. It's literally 1 day only, and I want to give the customers perspective here. Andrew McInnis's NHL through the All-Star game is $495. So if you buy his NHL till the All-Star game, it's $495. However, today only, you can buy his entire NHL season and playoffs for $450. Use the promo code AndrewNHL450. Andrew, feel free to tweet that out. AndrewNHL450. It will end at midnight tonight. Andrew, tell us what's going on in NHL. You're in the zone. You're feeling it. You won your 5-star last night. Go.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, 5-star winner last night with the over. I had the over
the
Rangers
in what game?
Right now. Sorry?
The over in?
Oh, the Rangers game.
Oh.
Sabres.
And the Rangers-Sabres game. And when you look at that, I'd tell you one thing, Prez. I didn't hear what you said there, but I really didn't think the Rangers would be the ones carrying the load.
And Andrew's sound is cut off. Carm, it happens with the kid.
Listen, he'll be back. But yeah, I understand where he was going. I think he firmly expected the Sabres to have much of the scoring there. I actually thought it was a bad spot for the Sabres in that sense. I'm not talking total. The total is a great play, but I thought it was a spot where the Rangers could pick up the full 3 points. So, hey, we got him back. Hey, Andrew, what's going on?
Andrew, I don't even want to hear another word from you about your promo, your game, nothing. Vegas, -160, hosting Colorado, over and under is 6.5. Carm, I'll go to you first. What do you like in this game?
Yeah, it's an early start in Vegas today. It's Nevada Day. I'm not sure if you knew that.
World famous Nevada Day. We celebrated in Toronto.
Yeah, and Vegas just happens to be from Nevada. I'm sure you knew
Funny
that. As well, too. But listen. It's one of those games where these afternoon games in Vegas. You've got two West Coast teams. You just never know how this is going to go. But it's that 145, 150 that you're getting with Colorado seems so tempting, just because this team, they're playing better defensively than they did last year. Their goal output has dropped a bit, but their goaltending is better. And anytime the Avalanche, you're getting money like this, I think you have to take them. I understand, it's Vegas at home and they don't lose very often, but this just seems like a pretty good price with the Avalanche.
I agree 100%, Carm. I mean, I think Vegas is a tough out at home, obviously, but Colorado is one of the hottest teams in the league. They're playing on all cylinders, and they're getting a fair price. I'm with you, brother. Andrew?
It has to be Colorado or the over. There's no way you could find me backing Vegas here. Guys, we know how good this Vegas team can be at home, but are they good enough to be laying that price? That has to be the question, because as we all know, a winner is a winner no matter what the price is. If you lay the juice with the Vegas team right now and they win the game, you're not going to care about the fact that you laid the juice with it. But is it worth laying that price with them? I don't think so. These two teams can certainly combine to get over 6.5 goals. I would lean either Colorado or the over in this one.
Yeah, they're going to be, they're going to be big chalks all throughout the year when they're playing teams like the Ottawas, the Detroits, teams coming in on back-to-backs. And it's because they're such a good team at home. But when you're playing like an upper echelon team, like an Avalanche, a Nashville.
Maple Leafs.
I guess the Maple Leafs, the Bruins. It does seem like a lot to lay a 170 in that spot. I'm not going to do it. I wouldn't lay it with them. And someone mentioned on your show yesterday in the comments about talking about taking teams in regulation time.
Yes.
This is a tough one because you could take Vegas and not have to lay 175 and get them at a much better price in regulation time. But this is a game that could easily go to OT. We see a lot of games going to OT, which becomes tougher to take a game in regulation time. And especially for guys like us who are giving plays, they're not free plays, but we're putting up plays on a site that people are buying. If a game like Vegas wins, but they win in regulation time or in a shootout, all of a sudden people are like, why didn't you give me the play in, a full game play, in a regulation time play? A team wins the game and you lose your bet because you had them in regulation time. I think these are things that you take sporadically and you don't make it a norm.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you go ahead, Prez.
No, Andrew, I'm moving to the next game, dude. So if you want to talk, go ahead.
I was just going to say, as far as the regulation play goes as well, in a spot like this, I don't always condone parlays and don't talk about them too much. But, however, you can get, at a decent price here, you can get the Colorado Avalanche plus 1.5, tie that into something like maybe the Leafs in regulation. All of a sudden, you have a very nice plus money ticket. I'm not condoning big, 2, 3, 4, 5 game parlays, but if you keep it minimal, keep it to just maybe 2 games, you get the Colorado Avalanche now plus 1.5 goals. So they could lose the game by 1, you'll still win your bet. Find another game you really like and tie it together, get a good plus price in the 2-team parlay.
Yeah, just on the whole 2-team parlay thing, look, it's different when you're playing with money lines, but guys, if you're looking to play NFL, college football, NBA parlays where it's minus 110, you're getting 2.6 to 1 on your money. The true payout is 4 to 1 on your money. It's the single stupidest bet in all of sports. As well, any parlay is the stupidest bet in all of sports. And I'm going to stop and tell you that there is a way to do a 2-team parlay and get true odds. Andrew, do you know how to do it?
I'm not sure exactly what you're going to say. I think I know what it is, but I'll let you explain it. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
It's an if bet. That's it. Just make an if bet. If Colorado wins at plus 1.5, roll the money into the Leafs on regulation, and you will get way greater odds and a true payout. If you make a parlay, you're an idiot. Toronto in regulation over San Jose. Absolutely love this play. San Jose is on a back-to-back. They had a 5-hour drive or a 1-hour plane ride. Toronto just came off of a loss against Boston. They're sitting and waiting at home for this San Jose team. Carm, I'll go to you first. I love the Leafs in regulation tonight.
Well, you would. You're a Leaf fan.
Not a Leaf fan at all. I cheer for Montreal.
No, absolutely. When they're playing who? Okay. Yeah. Well, I talked on previous Puck Time shows about this, Toronto having to fix their defensive play. It hasn't been good. Like, listen, this is a team that's dropped 5 of their last 8. That's a struggle. They're allowing goals. Now, again, these are against teams like Boston, Washington, Tampa Bay, St. Louis. 4 of those losses one of them came to Montreal. But it's their 5-on-5 play that hasn't looked good. The good thing is San Jose has a terrible 5-on-5 thing. Only 38% of their goals have been scored 5-on-5. So the Leafs have a bit of an advantage there. Teams that they lost to, Boston, again, Washington, Tampa, St. Louis, are teams that have put pressure on the Leafs D, and they're coughing it up. I know when they signed Chechi last year during the offseason, they thought he could be a very good defenseman for the Leafs. He hasn't really shown it right now. Maybe we see something in the next month or so that makes him look a lot better. Given that, the fact that San Jose isn't a very good team and 5-on-5, and they're on the second half of back-to-back, I have to agree with you. I think the Leafs are a solid play tonight. I think not only in regulation time, but I think on the puck line as well too.
Yeah,
definitely. Anytime you can get plus money in a game where you're not certain, but you think the team is going to win, they have a very good shot of winning. That puck line has to come into play when you're getting plus money. Never lay juice on a puck line. It's one of the dumbest things you can possibly do.
Not as dumb as parlays. Andrew, 5-2 predicted score. What do you like in this game?
That's pretty accurate. I like that. I like the Leafs in regulation just like you do, Prez. One of the chief scouting guys for TSN, Craig Button, he was using this reference.
He has great hair.
He does.
He said that, he described the Leafs top players like Marner and Matthews like a Maserati. When you go to the dealership and you get that car, you want it to perform just like you expect it to. Like, no issues with the car, no problems with it. And recently against the top tier teams, we've seen that Maserati, stalling and having some issues. When you pay the big bucks, you need those guys to come up and play to their capacity. But Prez, the reason why I'm saying this is I've been really impressed so far this year with the Leafs secondary scoring. I mean, some of their young guys that they didn't expect to really do that great. Some of their young European guys or from the Q or from the O, they're playing outstanding hockey. So I'm not worried about this Leafs team. As much as I love to hate on them to Prez, I'm not worried about them because the biggest worry for this Leafs team for the past few years has been their third and fourth line scoring, or even sometimes second line scoring. They're going to get their scoring out of Marner, Tavares, Nylander, those guys. I've been impressed with some of these guys that I didn't even really know who they were, to be honest with you. So looking at San Jose, they always play Montreal tough. They're coming off a game against Montreal that, even though they won it pretty easily, seemed to be still a pretty hard-fought battle and a long game for them. This is a great spot. I mean, Prez said it. Toronto is literally waiting for San Jose to come to town, and you can get a minus 125 in regulation. Carmine said it. I mean, you don't want to lay too much of a bad price with a puck line. So this is an example here where I really prefer the regulation in this one. The Leafs should be ready here. This should be a really good bet on spot for them.
Yeah, and I like Craig Button a lot too. Another one of the things he said was, he compared the Leaf superstars to a Maserati. He compared the Montreal Canadiens superstars to a Lada.
Do they still make those?
No, and that's the point.
Prez, let me ask you a question, okay? Because I know that you, more than anyone else, when you're a fan of a team, okay, putting the betting part of it aside, when you're a fan of a team, you follow that team more. You read articles, you listen to the sports talk, you see interviews. So you're more in tune with what's going on. If you're a Leafs GM and the trade line is nearing and you think you have a problem with your D, do you move Kapanen?
I try to move Nylander.
No, would you move? Well, I know, but Nylander's got that contract that they may not want to pick up.
I would move Kapanen. It depends who I can get, right? Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't give Kapanen to Montreal for Shea Weber.
Look, Carmine, you know what's good though? Players that have left the Leafs have done really well recently.
Yeah, players that have left Montreal, their goal score is incredible.
Anyone leaving the Leafs right now is pretty happy. They're going to great teams.
It happens.
I don't know why that's a stab at the Leafs. Andrew, I want to stop you there and just say that you were right yesterday on your extremely excellent analysis on the Ottawa-Detroit game. Tonight, Detroit's at home. They're facing Buffalo. Both teams off of a back-to-back. Minus 110 for Detroit. Think about that. Or minus 110 for Buffalo. Over and under is 6. Andrew, I'll go to you first. I don't know how Buffalo is not the play here.
Yeah, I could hear it in your voice, Prez. There's no question that we all would probably want to take Buffalo. And you might be shocked to hear me say it again with Detroit, Prez, but I'm going to go over the total again.
I agree. I learned from the kid.
I cashed my ticket on the 5% last night of the over in the Rangers-Sabres game. And I'll be completely honest, I did not expect the Rangers to carry the load in that one. They started things off up 3-0. So I figured it was a sure win because the Sabres would come back or get a few goals themselves. But it was actually a blowout victory for the Rangers. Good teams know how to bounce back. And for me, right now in this season, the Buffalo Sabres are clearly a good team. I think the record's like 8-2-1. And we look at the Detroit Red Wings right now. Any game they've even been remotely good in, Prez, has been a high-scoring game. So, I get it the other day when you were reading out their games and their stats for how many goals they're scoring. I completely understand that. I just feel like this Buffalo team enjoys being involved in these end-to-end games. Yeah. Except for tonight, they're going to come out on top. Yesterday was a good spot for New York. They played well. They had a great game at home at MSG. But Buffalo's going to be pretty pissed off here in this one. And, I would go with Buffalo. But to be quite honest with you, I think the better play is the over. Something tells me that I just don't want to back Buffalo tonight after that loss. They could be mad, but they could also just fall into a little slump. You know what I mean?
Andrew, I'm with you, dude. And the line is 6. There are 6.5 at one place, but really it's 6 to the over. So I'm with you 100%. Bianco, you are a Buffalo Sabre fan for some ridiculous reason.
Yes, but we won't get into it. But listen,
we're listening.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with this. When you're looking at this total, and I can't take the over. And the only reason being is I expect the Sabres to be better tonight than they were last night. I know it's Allmark in net tonight instead of Hutton. But the thing is, Mike, let me tell you the name Mike Bales. If you don't know who Mike Bales is, okay, he's a goaltending coach. Last year in Carolina, you saw what they did with the goalies that they had and how far they made it. The improvement he has had with Hutton and Allmark this year is unbelievable. Allmark as a backup, you would think, okay, well, they got the backup in net tonight. They're probably going to allow some goals. No, he has been better this year as well. So the Sabres going into Detroit. Yes, Detroit, they've lost, 6 in a row? 5 of those 6 games, they've allowed 5 goals. But they've also scored like a goal here, a goal there. So if you're expecting the Sabres to go in and win the game, this could be a game where the Sabres easily win 3-1, 4-1, and it stays under the total. I tried to take the under in the Detroit game almost based on the same premise the other night, and we saw it was 2-0 going to the third, and Vancouver went off and scored 5 goals. It kind of blew up the under, unfortunately, with the empty netter. But I just don't see a lot of goals by Detroit tonight. Based on the Sabres goaltending playing well and wanting to bounce back off that 6-2 loss last night. So it's the Sabres for me tonight, and if I had to take the total, it would be the under.
It's like Prez said, though. It's a good price. Ultimately, we're looking at this. The three of us are talking here. It's a good price. That's the bottom line.
Guys, unbelievable hockey game last night in Edmonton. Washington on the road, up 3-1 going into the third. Connor McDavid, I mean, I got to be honest with you. I mean, I'm a 50-year-old man. I got a chance to watch Bobby Orr. I got a chance to watch Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux. I got a chance to watch Rocky Saginaw. Remember him?
Rocky Saginaw. I sure do. Yeah, I do. Rocky Saginaw.
Nobody has a clue what I just said.
This is always confusing for me at this point.
I think Rocky Saginaw might have been playing before you were born, Andrew.
Yeah, definitely was. Ian Turnbull, baby. But anyway, bottom line, I don't think I've ever seen in my life a hockey player as dominant as Connor McDavid. And I understand Wayne Gretzky is and will always be the greatest hockey player. His vision was second to none. He redefined the game. But as far as having the puck on your stick, Connor McDavid's body positioning, his speed, his power, his torque, I drool watching him play, and the way he plays with Draisaitl, I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable. Washington tonight, they lost to Edmonton in overtime, and now they're on the road playing Vancouver, and I think this is a very tough spot for Washington. I think they're probably got a bit of a hangover from last night's loss. Vancouver's at home waiting for them. It's minus 110. Plus, I heard Vancouver has superstars on their team, so I'm going with Vancouver. Andrew?
I will say, Prez, this is actually becoming to be a really fun joke because they actually have been playing really well. Whether or not you want to call them this or that, they're playing pretty good hockey. Back quickly to your McDavid point. Him and Draisaitl right now are the best duo in sports. Every single sport. I don't care if it's NBA, MLB, whatever it is, NFL. They are the best duo in sports. They're involved in every play. It seems like it's so impressive to watch. But this game here, there's no other lean that I would have besides the over. And I know I probably sounds like I'm giving out quite a bit of overs today, and it's just strictly based off the Washington factor coming off that loss. I don't trust their goaltending right now. It's what we've seen. I take what I've seen and I use it for my handicapping and I put it out there. The Capitals have been involved. They started the season, I believe, 2 or 3 straight unders. Since then, it's been all high-scoring games. Don't fact-check me on that, but that's just off the top of my head. Braden Holtby hasn't looked like the solid goaltender I thought he was. He's rebounds every time. It's just off his pads, right out in front of the net. It's easy. It's easy for the opposition to get in there in front of the crease.
And it fits well with Vancouver's style of play because Vancouver is playing on the inside. You're a great point.
And as far as an over goes as well, it's good to bring it up that both power plays are playing great hockey right now. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but their success rate looks pretty good. And Vancouver, if they're stars, superstars, whatever the hell they are at home, I think they score some goals tonight.
Carmine, what do you like in this Vancouver-Washington game?
It's a tough one. I would have looked to have faded the Canucks. Coming home off a 4-game Eastern road trip. It wasn't long enough, a 4-game one, but they have won 6 of the last 7. And it's the same with Washington. They won, 5 of the last 7, dropping the OT one last night. It's going to be Samsonov in net tonight. It won't be Holtby in net tonight.
Right.
So they got their backup in. In all honesty, I can't pick either team here. I wanted to fade the Canucks tonight with Washington. Washington's still a very good team. This has to be a pass here. If you're taking the total, possibly, as you guys discussed, the over.
Boys, it's the last minute of play. Except I'm not going to change the graphics because I'm too lazy today. 10 seconds. Arizona against New Jersey. I like the Devils. Carm?
Devils for me. I faded Arizona. I think it's another tough spot. Last night, I faded the Devils, Arizona, and I'm fading them again tonight. Bad spot, 3 and 4 nights.
Andrew?
Yeah, over and the Devils, but stronger play on the Devils' money line here. They should get the job done against Arizona. That just played a hockey game. It was a tough game for them. Plain and simple, they were overachieving. Devils money line.
Ottawa, New York, Islanders both on back-to-backs. New York looked great. I had them last night for a win. And I think the Islanders are the play again here, and I actually lean on the under. I think Ottawa is going to struggle to score in this game. Andrew?
Yeah, good call by you last night, Prez. I like the Islanders here tonight. It's a good price, and the price is right here. It's worth taking, and I also like the under. Ottawa, until they can prove to me they can score in bunches themselves. The reason why they cash over tickets, guys, is not because they score. It's because they get scored on. That's why they're an over-trending team. They don't. It's not like they actually score themselves. So with New York playing against them, I would lean under.
Carm?
Yeah, I always say if you suspect the team is about to go on a run, get on the run early and not late. Islanders, I think, are a team. They have a very favorable schedule as far as I'm concerned over the next 10 days or so. So. Yeah, Islanders tonight, and and watch them for the next few nights as well too.
He's Carmine Bianco from WagerTalk.com. The kid is Andrew McInnis from SportsMemo.com. You can get his NHL season playoffs for only $450. That is around just for today. $450. Use the promo code AndrewNHL450. Boys, it was a pleasure. My week of shows is done. I need to find a poker game tonight, Carm, so if you know of any, text me. Andrew, enjoy Halifax. I hear there's a great corner somewhere there. I'm the Prez.
What?
I'm out.